Find a comfortable seat. You can sit right on your blanket and your pillow, or one or the other, or right down on your mat. You can sit cross-legged if you'd like, right? Or kneeling. Kneeling is another option, either on all of your things, right? Kneeling. So see what feels good to you. Come to your comfortable seat. Yeah, and we'll get started here. So wherever you are, kind of shift a little side to side and forward and back. And kind of begin to find your sits bones, the bony parts of your butt. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure you're comfortable. There's no distraction and maybe sensations in the knees and things like that. Sometimes it feels good to give you the hips a little bit of height to overcome any tension in the knees. Okay? Sit up nice and tall on those sits bones, lengthen through the spine. Take the crown of the head a little bit back towards the back of your space. Yeah. And on your next breath in, draw your shoulders up to your ears. As you exhale, release the shoulders back and down the spine. And do that again. Inhale, roll shoulders to ears. You might exhale out a sigh. Ha. Last time, breathe in, roll shoulders to ears. Exhale, release and soften your shoulders down your back. Hold here. You can place your palms anywhere, on your knees, on your thighs. If you need a little bit more grounding, I find it's helpful to place the palms down. Right? If you're seeking a little bit more energy, you could face the palms up. Wherever they are, draw your elbows a little bit further back to open up the chest. Okay? Keep sitting up nice and tall. And feel free to close your eyes here or find a soft gaze, gazing down at the floor. And just begin to notice your breath. Notice the sensations in the body. Notice everything that moves inside of you, even though you're not moving. Notice even thoughts in the mind. And allow the thoughts to just kind of drift in and drift out. Noticing, being aware of them. But sort of letting them pass. See if you can use your breath to draw your attention right here into this moment, into this present moment. You might do that by breathing a little bit deeper. So let's do this. Everybody take a full inhale. In through the nose, breathing into the belly, into the ribs, into the heart, into the chest. And as you exhale, slowly squeeze empty. Take a breath in, nice, slow, long breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the nose as well. Inhale, breathe a little deeper, a little longer, and lengthen out the exhale. Full breath in. And if your breath doesn't exactly match mine, just feel free to find your own pace, your own rhythm. If you're familiar with Ujjayi, the sound of the ocean, you might make a contraction at the back of the throat, making a sound to your breath. To me, I find it a little calming to tune in to that sound of the breath. Keeping your nice long breath, take a breath in, sweep your arms out to the sides. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like, or softly open them. As you exhale, draw your hands to heart center. And take another sun breath here, sweep your arms out to the sides, palms come together, and hands to heart center. One more, full breath in, get longer through the waist, reach further up with the arms, and exhale, palms come together into heart center. Good. This time, sweep your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, Let the left fingertips go down to the mat and reach your right arm over your head. I might not be mirroring you. Take a full breath in, both arms rise back up. And as you exhale, tilt up and over to the other side. And breathe in, both arms rise back up. As you exhale, tilt over to your side, hold here. See if you can gain more length in that right side body by breathing a little deeper into that space. You can look down at your mat if that feels better for your neck, or up toward your thumb. And take some arm circles here when you're ready, right? Everything is your choice. I'll be your guide, but ultimately it's your decision. It's your decision, your choice to explore, to see what feels good to your body, especially if you're working with injuries. Take your time, see what's here. When you're ready, reverse the circle in the opposite direction. You might follow your thumb with your gaze. You get a little bit of a neck stretch here. Take one more. The next time your arm rises up towards the sky, reach both arms up into the air. And then as you exhale, tilt over to the opposite side. First, hold here so you can breathe into those ribs. And then when you're ready, arm circles in one direction. And then the other. And take a full breath in. The next time your arm lifts up, meet the other arm at the top. Palms come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. And switch the cross of your legs if you're seated cross-legged. And then press your arms forward. Around the shoulder blades, draw the navel to the spine, and then inhale, flip palms, and then spread them wide out to the sides. As you exhale, interlace your hands behind you. If this feels too tight, you can just simply hold your hands behind you. If your hands are interlaced, palms come together, roll the shoulders up and down your back. Take a breath in here. Feel into the belly, the ribs, the chest, the heart. And a breath out. The next time you exhale, draw one of your ears to your shoulder. It could be right or left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, ear to shoulder on the other side. Breathe in, come back through center. Exhale, over to the other side. Inhale through center. One more time, over to the other side. And release your fingertips. Take your arms forward, give them a little bit of a shake. Take your legs, extend them, give those a little bit of a shake. And then come off of whatever you're seated on, the blanket, the pillow, everything, and just set it aside for a moment. Come back to your cross-legged position and take your hands and place them around your knees or your thighs. Again, sit up nice and tall. As you exhale, you'll rock back, tilting the pelvis, drawing the navel to the spine. Allow your knees to press into your hands and round your spine. And then bend your elbows, take the heart forward, inhale. So it's a cat-cow, just seated, chin to chest, round back. Inhale, come forward. Take two more on your own. Just in this simple movement, we're warming up the spine and the hips. The next time you come forward, hold there and switch the cross of your legs again. Sit up nice and tall, and then we're just going to make some circles. You're going to draw your chest over towards the right knee and the left, and then go all the way back, rocking back onto your sits bones. Your circles can be small or big. The bigger your circles, you might feel this a little bit more in the hip area. And the next time you come forward, just reverse the circle in the opposite direction. If you find a sticky spot, something that has a lot of sensation, you can pause for a minute and just breathe into it. And the next time you come back up towards center, uncross your legs and give them another bit of a shake. And sweep your legs behind you and find a child's pose. So take the big toes together, the knees apart, sink the hips to the heels, reach your arms forward, and lower the head to the ground. As a reminder, child's pose is a posture you can come to at any time during your practice, even in this gentle practice. If you just want to rest. Walk your fingertips a little bit further forward to lengthen out the spine and release any extra tension in the low back. If the mind needs something to do, just rock the forehead a little bit side to side. And then slowly walk your hands back. This is a place where that blanket might be nice to have underneath the knees. So if you have a blanket, you're going to have it on any width and place it across your mat for your table. Beautiful. Toes can be uncurled or curled, knees hip width apart, hands press into the mat. And just take a couple of cat-cows here. Lifting the tailbone, lowering the belly. As you exhale, chin to chest, press down into the hands, draw the navel up and in. And keep going. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, chin to chest. Take 2 more breaths. Breathe in. And breathe out. And come to a neutral spine. Extend the right leg back, find a calf stretch. Press through the heel. Press into the hands. You might wiggle a little bit side to side if you like, but keep pressing firmly into the hands. One more. One more breath. And then lift the leg right up to about hip height. Then bend the knee and begin to take the knee towards the right shoulder. And we're going to go really slowly, making hip circles. And it's send it back, knee comes to the right shoulder, and then kick it all the way back. You can stay looking down at your mat or towards the leg. Go nice and slow to warm up that right hip. You'll find the slower you go, the more challenging it is. And then reverse the circle in the opposite direction. Notice if you've lost your breath on something just a little bit more challenging, or something that comes up that requires a little bit more of your energy is involved in this practice. Take one more. Good, and then lower it next to the left knee. And try the same thing with the left leg. First, find that calf stretch, press into the hands, press the heel back towards the back of your space. On an As you exhale, begin your circles. Kick the leg back, knee to the left shoulder, left elbow maybe, and then kick it back. How fluid can you make this movement? Reverse the circle when you find a nice place to reverse. I'm already feeling a little bit of a hip burn sensation. One more big circle, and then lower your knee back down. Separate your knees a little bit wider than hip width. And then reach your arms forward. We're going to set up for puppy dog. So arms forward, the forearms, the elbows will come down, and the forehead will come down like child's pose. But the hips stay right over the knee area. And then come onto your fingertips. Make little claws with your hands. And you can roll the shoulders side to side. You can also begin to rock the hips from side to side, which of course is why this posture is called puppy dog pose, because it makes you look like a little puppy. If coming onto fingertips is too much for your shoulder, you can place the palms down, take another variation that works for you, or rest in child's pose. Take one more breath, one more wiggle, and then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, come into your table. You can leave the blanket there if you'd like. And just bend your elbows and lower yourself all the way down to your belly. Once you're there, take your legs together. Take your fingertips to the outsides of your mat. Allow the forehead, chin or mouth to come right down onto the mat. Press down into the tops of the feet, down into the hips. On an inhale, lift, find a little cobra. And then as you exhale, draw your right shoulder down, your right cheek down for a twist. And do that again on the other side. Breathe in, come back through center. You might not lift very high, that's okay. Exhale, lower the left shoulder, left cheek comes down. One more time, each side on your own. Tuning into your breath. And then lower your forehead down. Take your hands underneath shoulders, squeeze the elbows in. Press down into the tops of the feet and the hips. Lightly press into the hands, lift head, neck, shoulders up off the ground. And now make sure you're not using your hands so much. So lift your hands off of the mat. Good. And then exhale, lower back down. Now try that again. Now just gentle press, lift head, neck, shoulders up. Press lightly into the hands for a little cobra, and then exhale, come on back down. This time, if you want to press a little bit more, you can. At the same time, draw your heart, your chest forward for Bhujangasana Cobra. One more breath if you can hold it. And then exhale, come on back down. At this time, move into your Cobra, breathe in, lift a little bit higher, draw the navel up and in, come back through table. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands a little further forward if you'd like, and lift the knees up to a bent knee, downward facing dog. You can separate your feet or make any adjustments you need so that the width is good. It's about hip width apart for the feet. Keep the knees bent, press firmly down into the fingers that are wide spread. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and soften the head. You don't want to let your head drop so much that you're looking at your belly button, but it's kind of relaxed as you look at your feet. Lengthen as much as you can, sending your bum back towards the back of the mat, And then begin to walk out your dog, coming onto the toes of one foot, lifting the heel of one foot, bending the knee, and straightening the opposite leg. Take 2 more. Your heels might make their way down. See about pressing your heels a little bit further down towards the mat. It's absolutely okay if your heels don't make it all the way to the mat. And then look forward. You can walk right over your blanket, or you can take it out of the way as you come to a forward fold at the front of the mat. I'm going to move mine aside for now. Find a rag doll. Take your hands to your opposite elbows in your forward fold. Bend your knees a lot. Make sure your back is happy. If you have low back sensitivity, you can always take this forward fold with the forearms right on top of your knees. Otherwise, take your rag doll hanging. Maybe find a little sway side to side. A couple more breaths. This is one of my favorite postures. Can you just imagine yourself, as one of my teachers would say, as a wet towel? You are a wet towel draped over a towel rack. So what can you soften as you drape and ragdoll? Release your hands down to the ground. You can either come onto fingertips on your mat, or fingertips can come onto the shins as you lengthen up and lift halfway. You'll look forward, the spine will get long. And then as you exhale, bend your knees, fold right back down again. 2 more like that. Inhale, halfway lift, extend, get long, lift a little through the heart. And then exhale, fold back down. This time, lift halfway, keep pressing down into the feet and rise all the way to standing. Once you arrive, root down into the corners of your feet, the heels, the big toe mound, and the pinky toe mound. Press down into the feet, and on an inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. You can look up at your palms if you'd like, and then draw your hands to heart center. Good. Do that again. Inhale, sweep arms up, palms come together. Exhale, hands to heart center. 1 more. Full breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your arms by your sides and take your shoulder rolls here. Draw your shoulders up to the ears as you breathe in, and soften the shoulders down the back. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Maybe a sigh. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Good. Take your arms forward. Press your hands away, like chin to chest, pressing hands away, round your upper spine. As you inhale, sweep your arms to the sides, just like you did seated. As you exhale, interlace your hands behind your low back. Roll the shoulders down your back. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Press the palms together. Bend your knees a little bit, like a little baby chair. As you exhale, you'll roll your belly down your thighs and take your arms up overhead as you come to your forward fold. We're just trying to get those ears off of your ears, your shoulders off your ears. Bend the knees, press down, inhale, rise right back up. Exhale, bend knees, roll right back down. Try 2 more on your own. The next time you come to your forward fold, hold there. Release your hands down to the ground. Give the wrists a little bit of a shake. Plant your hands, step back to your downward facing dog. Find 3 breaths in Adho Mukha, downward facing dog. Breathe into the belly, the chest, in and out through the nose. After your 3rd breath, as you exhale, lower your knees and come into child's pose, taking the toes together, sink the hips to the heels, forehead comes down to the ground. Take a full breath in, softening the belly, allowing it to expand. And then exhale, squeeze empty, nice and slow. Press down into the hands, lift back up to your table, separate your feet, bend your elbows and just come back down onto the belly. Uncurl your toes if they're curled. Take your legs together, fingertips to the outsides of the mat. We've done this before. Press down into the fingertips. Inhale, head, neck, shoulders lift. Exhale, right shoulder, right cheek comes down for your twist. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, over to the left. One more time each side on your own. Good, Bernice. Beautiful, Stacy. As you exhale, come all the way back down. Draw the hands underneath your shoulders. 3 cobras here. Press lightly into the hands. Inhale. See about using your back muscles. As you exhale, lower back down. Light press into the hands. Inhale. Exhale, lower back down. This time we're moving. Press into the hands. Inhale to cobra. Exhale back to table. Curl the toes under. Nice and slowly lift the hips. Find your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, lift the heels, and go as slow as you can, walking one foot in front of the other. The slower you go, the more you'll stretch out the backs of your legs to your forward fold. Come back to your rag doll. Release your arms. Fingertips come to the floor or your shins, lengthen and lift halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold back down. Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, lift halfway, press down into the feet, come all the way up to standing. When you arrive, sweep your arms up to the sky, palms come together, hands to heart center. Release your arms by your sides. Press down into the feet. Find a little baby back bend here. You might draw your hips a little bit forward, knitting the upper ribs in. Might gaze up at your thumbs. As you exhale, hands to heart center. Try that again. Full breath in, sweep up, press down to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release your arms by your sides. This time, instead of the shoulder rolls, make this movement. I don't know what it's called, but it feels really yummy, like a double backstroke. Softening the back, the shoulders down the back. One more breath. Good. And then reverse your arm circles in the opposite direction, like the butterfly. Can you imagine you're swimming through a cool pool or flying through the air? Good. The next time your arms come by your sides, press your palms forward. Press away. Chin to chest, round upper back. As you inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides. As you exhale, interlace your hands with the opposite thumb on top, the goofy one. Roll the shoulders back down your spine, open up your chest, root down into the feet, micro bend your knees, roll the belly down the thighs, breathe out as your arms come up overhead. Press down into the feet, bend the knees, inhale, lift. You might come all the way up to standing or keep a little chair. Exhale, roll back down. Breathe in, rise back up. Exhale, fold back down, hold here. Release your arms, give those wrists a little bit of a shake. Plant your palms, step back to your downward facing dog. As you exhale, lower your knees down. Find your child's pose, big toes together, hips towards the heels. One more breath. Press down into the hands. Come back to your table. This is where you might like your blanket again for your knees. So I'm going to set mine up a little bit wider. Come back to table on your knees. Perfect. And then you're going to step your right foot to your right thumb for a low lunge. The back toe can be curled under or uncurled. I like mine uncurled. Slide the left knee back. Take a peek at your right knee. That looks good, Heather. Yeah. Make sure that the knee isn't way over your ankle. Perfect. Good, Cece. Nice, Sharon. All right. You can either stay here, right? Fingertips here or on your thigh. It depends on how your balance is today. Right? And we're just going to arc the spine like a cat and then come back for a little cow. So it's cat-cow lunge. Fingertips again can be on the ground. So it's a little straightening of the leg and a little arc of the spine. One more. Just warming up those hip joints, the knee. And when the next time you bend into that knee, hold there. Your hands can stay right on that thigh. Or if you want, you can reach your arms up for low lunge, Anjaneyasana. It's a little more challenging. There is going to be some thigh love happening. If you want to find a back bend, just like you did standing, the palms will come together. You'll look up at your thumbs and find your back bend. One more breath here. As you exhale, lower your hands down to the ground just to give that leg a little break. Shift your hips all the way back. Straighten out the knee. Walk your hands a little bit further back. And then lift the toes into the air. You'll find a nice little calf stretch here. Kind of windshield wiper your foot from side to side. And you'll feel a little in the IT band. Take one more each side. And then rebend into the knee. This time plant your left hand down, right next to the right foot. Lift your right arm up. Just like at the beginning of class, you'll find some arm circles here, sweeping your arm behind and then forward. You can pick a direction, we'll do both. And the next time your arm rises up to the sky, switch the direction of your arm. One more, nice and slow. And lower the hand down. Again, to give that leg a break, just straighten out the leg. Now re-bend into the leg. Heel toe your foot so that it's over to the right side of the mat. You'll find lizard here. Both hands can be planted on the ground. If you want a deeper stretch, come down onto your forearms. You can also grab that pillow if you're sort of an in-betweenie, right? In between the floor and the hands. Breathe into those sensations, right? Whatever is coming up, just let it arise. Right? Know that you are among friends, and this practice is just for you. You can wiggle the knee in and out, which gets a little bit more into the hip area. One more breath. Right, and then step the right foot all the way back, right knee next to left. And take the knees together, the feet together, and your arms almost as wide or wider than your mat. Shift your hips from one side over to the right and the other side over to the left. can you notice the difference between the right hip and the left, the whole right leg and the whole left leg? The next time your hips come back up to center, separate your knees hip width, walk your hands back to table, and then draw the left leg and step your foot right next to the left thumb. You can draw the right knee back a little bit, set up for your lunge. Either fingertips here or hands on the thighs, just a little cat-cow. You'll come out of the lunge a little bit and then re-bend. Out of the lunge and then explore. So we're stretching out the hip flexors here. So even though it might feel like you're working the left leg, which you are, you're really gonna feel it in the right hip flexor every time you really bend into that left leg. The next time you come forward, hold there, walk your hands up your thigh, nice and tall. If you're staying here, just nice and tall spine, shoulders draw back. And if you want to raise your arms for a little bit of a balance challenge and a little baby back bend, you can do that. Get as much length as you can through the waist. One more breath. And when you're ready to come out, hands come back onto the thigh, fingertips come down. You can walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, extend that left leg, give it a little break. Lift the toes for a little half split. Windshield wiper the foot from side to side. Re-bend into that left knee, plant the right hand down. So first you'll find a twist, left arm will rise, navel draws in. Make sure to squeeze that left knee towards your chest, and then begin your arm circles. If you want to follow your thumb with your gaze, you can try that. The next time your arm reaches up towards the sky, begin to circle in the opposite direction. Nice, long, slow breaths. You become aware of your breath, the movement of the shoulder. Press the right hand firmly into the ground. Make sure you're not kind of dropping into that right arm as you make your arm circles. And then lower that left arm down, extend the leg, give it a little bit of a break, maybe a little wiggle. Re-bend into that knee, heel toe your foot over to the left side of the mat, and set up for a lizard. Now this side might be different. My left hip is always a little bit tighter than my right. So if you want to stay on hands, that's great. If you want to use your pillow, or come on down to forearms. Use your breath. This is one of the postures that we're just holding and exploring tonight. You can, again, rock that knee closer to your shoulder and then take it a little bit away. You might find a little bit more. One more breath. You're down on forearms or a pillow, slowly walk yourself back up. And then step that left foot all the way back, drawing the left knee to the right. Again, take your knees together, feet together, and lower your hips over to one side with your breath and over to the other. Plant your palms a little bit forward in front of you with your arms straight. We're just going to make some circles here. So you can take your hips over to the right, And then drop yourself forward. You can bend your elbows, almost like an upward facing dog, and then head your hips over to the left, and then hips towards your heels like a child's pose. Now these circles can be really micro, or they can be big. Keep your head relaxed. There's a tendency to tighten something else in the body when kind of exploring and relaxing and stretching another part of the body. And often it's the neck. And the next time you come to a nice place to reverse your circles, if you haven't done so already, reverse your circles. And walk your hands back. And come off of your blanket for a second. You're going to make your blanket into a sort of, it can be a roll, or you just fold it in half and then in half again. And then set it over to one side of your mat. So we're going to set up for pigeon pose. I want you to use the blanket. We'll be there for a couple more minutes than you normally would in a flowy vinyasa practice. So I really want to make sure you're comfortable. If you have your pillow too, it's a nice place to rest on the second variation. We'll take 2 variations. So come onto hands and knees, separate your knees, come into your table, then walk your hands forward, and then guide your right knee over to your right wrist. Angle your right foot so that it's over towards the left side of your mat. Doesn't have to be at an extreme angle, whatever side is going to make you happy. And then walk your left leg back. To really make sure that you're getting the stretch in the hip and the leg, you want to draw that blanket underneath your bum. If your bum comes all the way to the ground, right, guide that right leg forward, right? The hip will rise, okay? So make sure you're comfy, and then come onto your fingertips. So we're going to take proud pigeon first. Yeah, good. So fingertips can be very far forward. If you want a little bit of more of a back bend, squeeze your elbows in, press your fingertips into the ground. Yeah, and then look back, make sure the toes are in line with the heels, right? So the hip leg is coming directly out of the hip. Yeah, press down into fingertips, roll your shoulders up towards your ears, and then soften them down the back. Take a couple of breaths. You might want to close your eyes. Notice if something's taking your attention away. Can you just use your breath to guide it back? And then if you're on fingertips, slowly you'll come to resting pigeon. If you want your pillow here, here's a nice place to put your pillow. The pillow can come right onto your leg if you'd like, right? Or it can be in front of you. You can kind of cradle the pillow. If you want to press your head to one side, you can, but on the other side, make sure to switch. Right? If you don't want to smother your face. See if you can relax into all the sensations, everything you feel. Another option is to take figure 4 on your back if you just can't seem to get comfortable. Right? Figure 4. And I think you've all practiced it before. You'll just come onto your back, cross the right ankle over the left knee or thigh. Stay here, or interlace your hands underneath the thigh or the shin. You're here for 5 more breaths. 5 more breaths. after your 5th breath, you'll come up nice and slowly, slow and smoothly. You can set the pillow aside. You can lift the blanket out of the way. Press down into the hands and slide the right leg next to the left. If you want to shimmy the hips a little bit from side to side, you can do that before setting up on the other side. So this side might be different, so go really slowly. Draw the left knee to the left wrist. You can slide that blanket underneath the left hip. You can even double it up if you'd like, so that it's pretty high. And then take a look at your back leg. Again, take proud pigeon first. So fingertips pressed, your back's really warmed up from the warm up and the flow. Stay here. 3 more breaths. And after your 3rd breath, come on down to rest on your pillow or right on your hands. And if you laid your cheek, your right cheek, in the last posture, just switch your head to the other side. I'm gonna move into figure 4. Five more breaths, wherever you are. See about lengthening the exhale. If it works for you to count the breath, count the breath. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 7, lengthening the breath. One more. Then slowly make your way up. Slide the blanket out of the way, pillow out of the way. Make sure your blanket is nearby, and you can even leave it in a big bundle or roll. Come back onto hand and knees and wiggle the hips a little side to side. Separate the knees so they're hip width and just take a cat-cow to neutralize the spine. This time explore, what is the body craving? Maybe it's a traditional cat-cow, or maybe it's some circles. What feels good in your body? And the next time you come back through center, hold here, look forward, and come all the way down onto your belly. You're going to take your blanket roll, and you're going to slide it underneath your chest. Now, if you have low back sensitivity, the blanket is really going to be at your chest level, right? And this might be it. You'll take your arms over the blanket, can even be tucked into your armpits for a softer sphinx, right? If you have a bigger back bending practice and your low back feels pretty comfy today, you'll slide the blanket underneath your ribs. You'll press your forearms still into the ground for Sphinx. Good. The feet can be separated or together. Make sure you're pressing down into the hips and the tops of the feet though, because the legs are still active here. If it helps you to soften the shoulders down, you can kind of roll your shoulders back down the spine. And then kind of grip into the floor, taking the heart forward. If you have a large back bending practice, and this posture is certainly not for everyone, you'll walk your hands a little bit wider. You can come onto fingertips or use the palms, and really, really slowly. At the same time the heart and the chest is lifting forward, you're pressing the hands into the ground. And then if you need a little extra zest, you'll come on the fingertips. This is called seal. Otherwise, you'll just stay right in your Sphinx. Where can you move the breath in your body to create a little extra space? And slow and controlled. Slide the blanket out and to the side. And come on and make a hand pillow with your hands. Allow your forehead to come down to the ground. Shimmy the hips a little bit from side to side. You might like to bend the knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side. And then lower the feet back down. Lift your head and come all the way onto your back. You might have to kind of slide your hips over. Take your feet about mat width apart and knock the knees together. If you'd like, you can goal post your arms, or take your arms overhead, or you can place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Press your low back into the ground just a little bit and do a little pelvic rocking. So pelvis rocks towards your chin, I guess, and then pelvis presses down, creating a little arc in the spine. So it's like the littlest, babyest cat-cow. And coordinate your breath with movement. Exhale to curl. Inhale to tip and press. If it feels better to separate your knees or take your feet hip width apart, you can do that. It's just a little press. And stop the movement and just sit here for a minute with the eyes closed or finding a soft gaze. Noticing, feeling everything that the body has done for you so far. Separate your knees and just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. It might be a big movement, it might be really little. And draw the knees into the chest the next time your knees come to center. Wrap your hands around your knees or your shins and rock a little bit side to side. And when you're ready, lift your into the air. Bend your knees and find a happy baby. Keep the eyes closed or find a soft gaze. Kind of rock side to side. Hands will be on the outsides of your feet. They can also be on your ankles or your shins or your calves. Now draw your knees together. Wrap your hands around knees or shins. And you'll set up for a twist. You can place the feet on the ground and scoot the hips over to one side as you lower the knees over to the right. Your right hand can come onto the knees or your thighs, and the left arm can extend. And then look over your shoulder, one shoulder or the other. If this doesn't feel great, maybe the thighs or the knees don't connect, you can just slide your blanket in between the thighs. Find a nice spot for your head to rest. And take a couple of deep breaths. And slowly draw your knees back towards center. And then make your way over onto the other side. Stack your knees. Again, you might slide that blanket in between. Three more breaths. And after your third breath, drop both knees back into the chest. Rock a little side to side. And then just extend the legs up into the air. Make sure the legs are over the hips. Arms can be placed anywhere. Maybe overhead or by your sides. And just wait. Wait until your toes feel a little sensation. And then slowly lower the feet. When you're ready, when you feel that sensation to the ground, I'm going to set up for guided meditation. The nice thing is you have a pillow and a blanket. The blanket, you can set up any way you'd like. The pillow can go underneath your knees, your legs, especially if you have low back sensitivity. Right? It gives the knees a little bit of a lift, takes some pressure off the low back. The blanket can go literally over your body. Any way you'd like. You could like lay the whole thing out or just snuggle it. And you'll be here for about 10 minutes. So really make sure you're comfy. If you want to turn down the lights, you could also do that. Some nice soft soothing music is of course always welcome. One once you arrive in your most comfortable position, take a full breath in through the nose. And then exhale out the mouth. And try that again. Inhale, fill up through the nose. Lengthen out the exhale. One more full breath in. This time, hold the breath in at the top. And then exhale, release and soften. Just like the very beginning of practice, allow yourself to be right where you are. Allow yourself to relax as much as you can. You might like to relax the jaw as you settle in, softening or parting the lips. You allow the back of the head to feel heavy and grounded. Allow the earth to support you. You might feel as if every bone, every muscle is melting into the earth, relaxing more and more. And for the next few minutes, you'll just listen to the sound of my voice. I'll guide you to notice different parts of your body. But if you can't feel each one and every one, don't worry. You can just kind of move on to the next. Allow your natural breath to flow. Just noticing, hearing your own breath. Allow your attention to draw inward. The body, the mind, the spirit to rest. The next time you breathe in, just naturally breathe in, no effort. Feel the whole inside of your mouth. Notice all the liquid there. You might even take a little swallow. Can you feel the insides of your cheeks and even all of your gums? Can you notice the sensations on the tip of your tongue and the back of the tongue? Feel the whole inside of your mouth. The next time you exhale, soften the whole jaw. Relax the jaw. Any amount more. Allowing the breath to naturally flow in and out. Notice the temperature of the air and feel the breath as you breathe in and out naturally. See if you can feel the air on the tip of your nose and the nostrils. You soften even your eyes. You feel both eyes. You might even begin to feel where the eyelashes meet. You relax the eyes a little more. The next time you breathe in, soften the forehead. See if you can relax that space right there a little more. Now feel the top of your head, the crown of your head. You feel a little tingly there, sensations in the top of the head, the crown of head. Allow the back of the head to feel heavy. feel the back of the neck. Allow the backs of the shoulders to soften and release into the mat a little bit more. The next time you exhale, soften the whole upper back. Feel now the mid-back. And now the low back. Bring your attention now to your heart space. And feel all the warmth there. Feel the breath naturally expanding that space little by little. Allow your attention to draw to your belly and soften the belly. The next time you breathe in, feel the whole right leg. Whole right leg relaxes. You feel the back of the right thigh and kneecap. You allow the calf muscles to release a little bit more. Without moving, feel the top of the leg now. Notice the top of the right thigh and the knee, the shin. Now feel the whole left leg. Whole left leg feels heavy and grounded, rooted. Feel the whole back of the leg first. Allow the left thigh to soften. Bring your attention to the back of the left knee and the calf. Now allow the whole top of the left leg to melt a little more. Feel the top of the left thigh, knee, and the shin. Now feel both legs together. Both legs. The next time you breathe in, feel the whole right arm, whole back of the arm. Without moving, feel all of your fingers of your right hand. Feel the top of the right arm, the shoulder, and whole right arm. Feel the wrist, all the fingers. Now feel the whole left arm. The back of the arm, and all the sensations there. On the top of the arm. Now draw your attention back to the heart space, to that warmth. Notice the warmth there. take a moment to recall a moment in your life that is full of joy. Something that makes you joyful. Could be a memory, a being. Wherever you are, see all the details of that interaction. And feel the joy right in that heart space. And allow that joy now, that warmth, to spread throughout your whole body. Allow the feeling of joy and happiness, calm, elatedness to spread down your arms, through the torso, into the head. Allow the feeling of warmth to spread down the legs. Allow joy and the warmth to fill every cell of your body. Slowly come back to your breath. Breathe a little deeper, a little fuller. Every inhale. Breathe a little deeper without moving. Just come back to the breath. Allow the breath to fill the belly, to expand to every cell. Begin to create a little bit of movement and wiggle the toes and the fingers. Wiggle toes, wiggle fingers. Making a little bit of more movement, shift your head from side to side. Then take your arms and reach them up over your head and take a full body stretch. Take a big inhale through the nose, fill all the way up with breath. And an exhale, side out. And walk your feet back so that your knees bend. You can set your blanket aside and draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins or your knees and just rock a little bit side to side. When you're ready, draw the knees over to one side. And keeping the eyes closed, come up to a comfortable seat. Once you arrive, sit up nice and tall. Draw your palms together. The thumbs right into the sternum. On an inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Allow the palms to come together as you exhale, hands to heart center. And do that again. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. We'll close our practice together with the sound of Om. Please join me if you'd like. Take a full breath in. Om.